Enjoy your day, guys. This trail is so much fun. My arms burn. Oh yeah, I got it. Let me ride this backwards and see where we should have gone. Go for it. They tried to drop off over here somewhere. No, little baby. Yeah, we're right on it. Well, this looks interesting.
Through hiking the Continental Divide.
Nice.
Sounds like there's a book in there somewhere.
Look at this.
Welcome to Day 6 of the Tour of Idaho. This section was added to the official tour route in the past couple of years, extending the total to 10 days. It was added specifically to take advantage of all the great trails in the area surrounding North Fork that would otherwise be missed if the route focused just on maintaining a south to north direction. The day starts in Salmon and ends in North Fork, which is only 20 miles north of Salmon. That should give you some indication that the majority of the day is spent in the area snagging some of the best single track of the tour. Day 6 was likely our favorite day of the entire tour due to the concentration of great trails that we rode. Whereas Day 5 starts right off the bat in a single track and ends with an easy road cruise into Salmon, Day 6 is exactly opposite. The day starts off with an easy warm-up to get the blood moving on an easy road cruise north out of Salmon, back up the ridge road to the first challenge point of the day, a spot on the ridge overlooking Wallace Lake.
Let's do it. Radios. That's alright, we'll just take it.
Tire.
Now I'm like, I don't want to rip the throttle because I want to preserve my tire. Yesterday I was just try to preserve it a little bit because what is it? Titled Wallace Lake View. There's the sun right above your head.
After the first challenge point of the day, the route continues on an easy cruise southwest to the old ghost town of Leesburg. Leesburg was settled in 1866 by a party of men led by F.B. Sharkey, who discovered gold in the valley. The town took its name from Confederate General Robert E. Lee, as many territories in the region at that time contained Confederate sympathizers. By the end of 1866, around 40 buildings had been built, including 5 stores, 3 butcher shops, a blacksmith shop, and a feed stable. And by the following spring, the population had boomed to several thousand residents. There are remnants of the old town still visible today. We were following the 2-man team route for the day, so we continued southwest along Napius Creek, eventually intersecting with Panther Creek. We followed Panther Creek north, where it eventually pours into the mighty Salmon River.
What's our next challenge point?
Mile 95.
Okay, so we got a while. I'm gonna guess that's once we're
Probably up
north of North Fork. Leesburg. I can see an elk over there. I can see a deer. That's awesome. So it's August 10th, I think. And if you think just because it's August that it's gonna be warm, I'm telling you what, it's freezing this morning. And we're gonna be sweating like mad in just a matter of a few hours. But you get down in these little valleys where the air gets trapped and the temperature just plummets and it's freezing cold. Panther Creek, headed down to the Salmon.
Once we hit the Salmon River, we headed upstream in a northeasterly direction towards North Fork. Don't forget to stop at the old Shoop store and check out the old gas pumps. For many years, Shoop was an iconic stop on the tour, but sadly has since gone out of business. Since North Fork is where we would eventually end our day, it is an option to continue up the highway to North Fork and get gas, lunch, and even lighten your load. However, we opted not to take the additional time for the in and out to North Fork, and instead topped off our tanks from our auxiliary gas bags. I had been along this scenic stretch of the Salmon River a few years ago, and it was every bit as awesome and majestic as I remembered it. The river really is magical, with its big, deep, swirling pools of clear water. It's easy to see why it's such a destination for recreationists. After topping off our tanks, we headed north on Sage Creek to our second challenge point of the day, the Ulysses Mountain Lookout. This lookout is very unique in that it is unmanned, but is a tower that you can still climb, if you don't have a real aversion to heights or a bit of exposure. Assuming you don't, the view at the top is totally worth the climb.
Okay, should we go see how much trouble we can find?
Yeah, we'll go see what we got in store on it.
Just headed out to the day 6 challenge point 2. Then out back. There's the lookout. Alright, I think a fat guy can get through that hole. Holy crap. I don't know if this is... I think this is sketchier going down. Okay. Whew. Yeah, it's worse going down. Just fall to the right, because you might not fall as far. If you fall to the left, yeah, I think you're going all the way to the bottom. This is the sketchy one. Look at that. Maybe that's like day 1. It's supposed to be a filter to see if you dare come up these. Whoa. Whoa.
It's not far from Ulysses Mountain to the next challenge point of the day atop Indian Peak. The connection between these two challenge points is another easy but scenic section of 2-track and jeep roads.
This is 035 after the 5-way split, after Ulysses lookout. Climbing up to Indian Peak, the 3rd challenge point for day 6.
Not long after Indian Peak is where the good stuff really starts. It's at this point that we picked up the first single track of the day along Butcher Knife Ridge. We enjoyed beautiful skies, nice temperatures, and really enjoyed the flow of our first single track. There was just something about the combination of clear vision, cut trail, and nice flow. But we were just thoroughly enjoying ourselves in this section. At one point, Brent exclaimed to me through the radio, "I could do this all day." I absolutely concurred, and we would be doing it the rest of the day. Our next challenge point was a Ridge View monument along the Divide Trail, a fitting place for a quick trail break.
Dropping off of Indian Peak, that's Salmon Valley over there, kind of to my right. Hi guys, how are you? No, we're just out and enjoying. You gathering firewood?
Yeah.
All right, you guys helping Grandpa?
Oh, yeah.
Good for you guys. I can't imagine a better place to be.
Me either.
Awesome. Enjoy your day, guys. See ya. 6110 trail. Took a right on a single track. Yeah, this is pretty buffed out. One of the things I've observed about riding through all these burn areas up here, although it's sad to see the forest burn, the wildflowers go nuts in these burn areas. Check this out. I was thinking the same thing. I think it's been my favorite so far.
After the Ridgeview Monument, it's on for more great single track. We followed the nominal route down Axe Parkway to Salzer Bar, and then Hughes Creek Road to Ditch Creek Road, and then on to the 5th challenge point of the day, Granite Mountain Lookout. The Day 6 challenge section is an option as it starts in this area, and it was tempting, but we had already satisfied all our required challenge sections, and the nominal route included a great section of single track that we were really glad we didn't miss. Granite Mountain Lookout provided the perfect spot for a midday lunch break. We sat on the old porch of the lookout eating our lunch, feeding the chipmunks, and gazed out at the mountains surrounding us in every direction. This deep into the tour, we had literally started to forget what day of the week it was. We just knew that we were riding our motorcycles from sun up to sundown, hardly seeing a soul all day. Looking at this retrospectively, it was easy to start to become immune to how incredibly awesome this entire experience was.
For the challenge section. Challenge goes left. We're going right. 13 is next. We're still on Axe Park cutoff. When the trail gets faint, watch for these cairns. Oh, well, that's a trail. Holy crap. We just came down Axe Park cutoff. This reminds me of Idaho City. Six 113.
much rather have fun 5, 6, or 7 days than to get all the way through the thing and not have had any.
Bellies and minds rejuvenated, we left Granite Mountain Lookout and descended via a series of jeep roads to the small community of Gibbonsville. Shortly out of Gibbonsville to the east, we picked up singletrack again, heading north to the Continental Divide Trail, where we would then loop back to the south and ride right along the border between Montana and Idaho. Once we hit the Continental Divide Trail, we satisfied our 6th challenge point of the day.
Oh, 4128 or something like that, out of Gibbonsville to the north. Oh no, this is our selfie.
The Continental Divide Trail challenge point was the northernmost point of the day's route, and we then began a loop back to the south, following the CDT for several miles until we intersected Big Hole Pass right on the Idaho-Montana border. On our descent to Big Hole Pass, we had noticed a significant amount of recent trail maintenance. We came upon an Idaho Conservation Corps crew who had spent the previous 9 days in the area living on the mountain, conducting trail maintenance on the CDT. We had a nice quick chat with them and thanked them for their efforts, and then continued on towards our next challenge point in the infamous Powder Gulch Trail.
This is Continental Divide Trail. went the wrong way. I gotta turn around. Did you go the wrong way too?
The Powder Gulch Trail was a new addition to the Tour of Idaho route for 2020. There had been efforts earlier in the season to ribbon the trail, post some carcinite, and burn in the trail to reclaim this connector. It was not a very long section of trail, but it was obscure and a bit of an unknown. During tour prep season, it had been the topic of a lot of discussions and instruction for aspiring teams for 2020. Because of all this unknown variable was causing a lot of angst among teams. Due to a variety of reasons for attrition on days 1 through 5, there had been only one team in the 2020 tour season before us that had made it to this point, Team Armadillo from Texas. Despite a very valiant run, their tour ended in Powder Gulch just a week before we got to that point. It was very unfortunate for them, as we had been cheering them on virtually, but fortunate for us as we were able to learn from their mistake. Nonetheless, we found ourselves both confident as well as apprehensive as we approached this section. We navigated from waypoint to waypoint with a fair amount of searching around at times, but eventually made it to the exact spot where Team Armadillo had been the week before. It was almost surreal, because at that moment we realized we had advanced further along the tour route than any other team to that point in the season. It was exciting and humbling all at the same time, but it gave us even more resolve to accomplish our goal of completing the tour and having an absolute blast while doing it.
The fun's already begun in Powder Gulch. Don't go to the first little left. Nice mud hole. About right on the waypoint. Oh! Yeah, you are. You okay? You sit there and then that way. Got it. Alright, let's boogie on. Oh yeah, I got mine. You know what, Brent? Let me ride this backwards and see where we should have gone. Because I mean, I'm on it now, and there's an old cut up here, so if you can come from where you are on a real, just gradual angle all the way back to here, and then we'll go back up this cut. Yeah, look up to your right. Keep going just a little bit. Up here, keep going, a little bit, up here, keep looking high. Go for it. Nice work. Okay.
All right. We just went further than anybody on the tour this year.
Yeah, so let's see if they tried to drop off over here somewhere. All right.
We had done it. It was of complete trivial insignificance to anyone else other than a few family and friends watching our trackers, but we were absolutely stoked. At that point, we felt like we were having our own little Lewis and Clark moment, forging on to complete the day's route. After navigating through the obscure section of Powder Gulch, the trail eventually then became more evident coming up from the other side, where we dropped into Sheep Creek and continued through more awesome single track to the 8th challenge point of the day, the aptly named Thrilla Side Hilla.
All virgin from here. Unfortunately, Team Armadillo had some trouble, and I totally understand why they did. Totally get it. It's a bit of a mess in some ways and interesting, but there's sections that are good, but we made through it, connected all the waypoints, sniffed out the trail, and now we're headed down. Powder Gulch. This will be a fun one coming up. Nice little switchback. There's actually an old sign right there on that tree that says Powder Gulch Trail. Little Sheep Creek Trail after we came down Powder Gulch. Challenge point. Here comes Brent. Yeah.
We were sensing our home stretch, but don't look past the next section of single track. Towards the end of a long day when the body and mind may start to become dulled, you need to stay alert. I found myself under my bike more than once in this section. There was still another awesome section of the CDT trail, multiple creek crossings and a climb up and out of the bottom that has some rocky sections that demand your attention. Once out of the rocky single track, it was on to our final challenge point of the day, a beautiful view from the Stein Mountain lookout.
Is this just gonna... Oh, okay. Well, that's about how it was up there.
No, the other side.
Yeah,
Looks like a trail comes out of it.
yeah. We're right on it. That's...
Okay. I'm hoping it turns right.
Well, this looks interesting. Goes up that hill, doesn't it? Follow the logs across it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Found it. Hike. There's a hiker. I don't know how we missed it, because this is...
Maybe we went up for, I don't know.
Probably went up and around.
Yeah. Hey, guy.
See my buddy up ahead?
No, I haven't. We just barely crossed from this side, though.
We're trying to make it to North Sheep's Fork.
I don't know where that is.
We came from this side, so...
Well, there's supposed to be an old cabin there. Through hiking the Continental Divide.
Nice
You've
work.
been out.
April 2nd,
Sweet.
I went for a pack of cigarettes. Haven't been back.
Nice.
Sounds like there's a book in there somewhere.
Oh, my wife met me in Breckenridge. She told me don't worry about coming home, so.
Wow.
Oh, no, it's all good, though. I'm doing this to put 10 drinking wells in Burkina Faso, Africa.
Good for you.
So,
Nice.
I got to get to water. We'll see.
You're waiting for me to go down or something, right? Shoot. Look at this. Wow.
So gnarly out of there.
Yes, it was.
My shoulders are killing me.
Thoroughly enjoyed the view from the top of Stein Mountain, but we were admittedly tired after 6 long days of very little sleep and the compounding effects of long days in the saddle. Anticipating an easy cruise off the top of the mountain, down to the highway and to our rooms at North Fork, we were quickly made aware that the day wasn't over. The trail drops straight off the west slope of Stein Mountain, and it's legitimate single track for many more leg and arm-burning miles of descent. We arrived at North Fork not long after they closed. Our hearts sunk as we thought we may be sleeping on the ground, as well as potentially facing another night without dinner. In a moment of desperation, we saw someone in the dark store and knocked on the window. Matt came to the door and cheerfully agreed to open the store so we could buy some supplies for the next day, and he even cooked us up a mean burrito, topped off with a cup of huckleberry ice cream. Thank you, Matt, at the village at North Fork. It was people like you who made our tour experience complete.
Thank you. Home stretch. We just left Stein Mountain. Now we're heading down to North Fork. So if you think you're done with the gnarl after Stein Mountain, think again, because you drop off this single track.